What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back here with my 2024 X5 M Competition. If you saw my last video, I've just taken delivery of this. It's been about 2 weeks ago now. I did an introduction video. I'm just kind of showing you guys the car and stuff. Today I want to do more of like a driving impressions video. So we'll get in the car. I've got kind of like a POV cam. We'll get that on and we'll go take a drive on this thing, kind of give you guys my impressions of this so far. So before we go ahead and take off, I did have a couple things that I forgot to mention in the last video, and I want to circle back and go ahead and point those out to you guys now. All right, so as always, I get lots of questions about the ride quality and stuff, and comparing this to the old X5M. I feel like, you know, overall the suspension's pretty much the same. One thing I did forget to point out is, I believe on my old X5M I had Pirelli tires. I think that was the brand. I'm kind of blanking on what exactly it was, but I think they were Pirellis. This one I got Michelin's. These are Pilot Sport 4S's, and I feel like the suspension wise nothing much is different, but these Pilot Sport 4S's do ride a little more comfortably on the street than the Pirellis did. That's just my initial impression, and that was really it as far as I feel like what I'd missed in the last video. But I'm sure there's going to be more things as I get more familiar with this new car. That's one thing people always ask about with M cars is, you know, how they ride, the stiffness or harshness of the ride. I'll just say, you know, blanket M cars are all going to be pretty harsh or pretty stiff in my opinion, and that's by design. That's just to get the most performance out of the car. So that's the thing I think people may not know when they're getting into these. If you know you got a real estate agent or somebody who's not really that into cars, they just want to get the top of the line BMW and they go for the M car, this is not going to ride like a luxury car. It's more for performance. All right, we got the POV camera on and we're getting ready to go out for a drive. So go ahead and turn the car on. All right, you can see I'm getting this warning for upcoming service, 900 miles. That's the break-in service. So about 300 miles down, 900 more to go. You get that done at 1,200 miles. iDrive 8, I think, is a huge improvement over the 2023 X5M that I had. So I feel like the tech they put in this, what they had before wasn't bad. It was just getting a little bit outdated. So I think this makes it way more modern here. You know, it's maybe not Tesla level, but it gets them, you know, up in that ballpark. And, you know, what they're offering is a way better car. Which is more important in my opinion, but nice to have the cool tech here. So if I go to vehicle apps, kind of the important stuff, your climate control, you can see here you've got the fan speed, all the other buttons. You do your temperature down here. If you click on that, you can do your seat cooling and heating. Also your steering wheel there, same for passenger. So climate control, that's pretty cool. You can do all kinds of cool individual settings and preconditioning stuff. Also on the interior lighting, the ambient lighting, they've got a lot more options for colors on this one than they did in the old version. Yeah, that's all really cool. And let me put this in reverse so you guys can see this. The backup camera in the old one was good, but this is just so much more clear. So I think they upped the resolution of the camera that they put in this. I don't have my phone hooked up to this one yet. My wife's is hooked up. You get Apple CarPlay on this stuff, and it's really cool. Also, if you're doing navigation on Apple CarPlay, you can get the CarPlay map in the middle of the screen here, which is nice. If I go to M mode, I can also change how the speedometer looks in the styling of it. Also on the side, if you want, you can change the content of that screen. So you can see they've got a bunch of different options to get the tires, the G meter. You can also add the map on that side, which is kind of cool. So yeah, lots of cool options there. Let me turn it back to just road. And you can do the same thing here. You can do, I usually keep the map in the middle, which is kind of nice to see. And then you can get your settings in the middle. If we go to push the setup button, that's where we can change our settings. If I push M1, you can see what I've got that set at. Sport Plus on the engine, comfort on the chassis. This is usually what I have it at when I'm just driving around. Comfort on the brake, because even if you just touch the brakes on Sport, it stops really fast. So I usually keep that in comfort. Steering on Sport. You can also, on the X Drive, if you hit the traction button, that will give you an option to turn to MDM or even turn it off, the traction off. So lots of different settings you can configure. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and take off. Yes, the engine sound is amazing still. Just like in the old one, I feel like they turned it up just a little bit. I don't know if that's through the speakers or if that's it's legitimately that loud. I felt like you can hear it a little better in the cabin now than you could in the old one. So like I said, I don't know if they pumped it up through the speakers, because I feel like the old one, if you're outside, you can tell it was super loud. Like there was no questioning that, but they had the inside pretty well insulated. So I don't know if they just give you more noise through the speakers in the cabin, or if you can actually hear it better in here this time. But regardless, it sounds great. All right, so we're getting ready to get on the highway, so we can start to show you guys what this thing can do. I've got to warn you, it is ridiculously fast. Like, it just gets up to speed so quickly. It handles way smaller than the size of the car. You guys will have to forgive me. My voice probably sounds like I have a frog stuck in my throat. That's because I've been sick, so I have to apologize for that. But we'll carry on. So the engine noise, oh my god, it was good before, it's way better now. This new engine is, like I said in the last video, it's way more responsive. Like, you can feel the power. It was pretty immediate before, but now it's even more just like it's on you just like that. So the combination of a twin turbo V8 and the mild hybrid between the transmission and the engine just makes this thing, just as soon as you put the accelerator down, it just goes, and it goes really, really quickly. So from what I saw on BMW's website, I don't think they had changed the 0 to 60 time from the non-LCI version of the X5M. I think it was like 3.7 seconds or something. I would have to imagine that is a very conservative time, because this thing is just ridiculously quick. And then the nice thing is, you know, as I've said, we use this as our family vehicle. We take road trips in this thing. If I push my M1 button again, that's going to take everything back to efficient comfort. This is just a very comfortable highway cruiser. It's still fast. It's, even when you turn the engine stuff on, or even when you turn things down to efficient, you can still hear the engine pretty loud. It's like, you know, if you're in a parking lot and you're definitely not like trying to flex or something, it's kind of difficult, because once you hit the accelerator, you will hear some engine noise, because it is just that loud. It's hard to muffle that. Alright, so we'll go back to M1 Sport Plus. Okay, so about the only option I did not get is I did not get the kind of BMW, it's not self-driving, but it's mostly self-driving, where you just push this and it will maintain a lane and also maintain a certain position, a certain distance between you and the car in front of you. And I may end up missing that on road trips, but for me, the less the vehicle does for me, the better. I don't want too much assistance, but that was kind of nice on especially on long road trips. So yeah, as you guys can see, on the highway, rides wonderfully smooth, cabin's nice and quiet, very luxurious. And like I mentioned, you can get massage seats, you got heated and cooled cup holders, so it's got all the nice little luxury touches, which you probably wouldn't expect in something that is fast enough to take out on the track and embarrass quite a few supercars. You have to keep in mind what you're getting into and who this is catered to. This is not, you know, a full-on luxury vehicle. This is not a Range Rover with an air suspension made for like ultimate comfort and all that stuff. That's not what this is at all. All right, we'll get off the highway here. I've got more of a kind of a back road that I like to take my cars down. If you guys are interested in fuel economy, which I'm sure most people who are looking at this vehicle are not, you can see right here, right now I'm getting like, it's around 14. I would say overall, between highway and off-highway, it probably averages out somewhere between 15, 16, maybe on longer road trips you can get 17, 18, something like that. So it's not terrible for that big V8 engine. Also, I've noticed what's nice for road trips is this has a huge gas tank. So once you fill it up, you can get close to, I think it's like 400 miles per fill up. So that makes it nice to where if you take a long road trip, you don't have to stop and fill up very often. Even though this goes through the gas pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, this just, it kind of defies physics, and I think you say that, I could say that about the X3M as well, and my last X5 M, but this one, whatever they did to this, the newer version, it just seems like just one step closer to be feeling like my other actual M cars, like the M4 and the M3. It feels a little more playful, definitely more responsive on the engine with that new hybrid system. So what they're doing with these things, the BMW M division, is pretty amazing. This is their flagship car, and it definitely lives up to the hype, in my opinion, so far. I know it's, you're talking about $130,000, $140,000, which is crazy for a car, but this one I feel like is actually worth it. This would be in that, like that super SUV category, and when it's going up against things like an RSQ8, which is nice, Lamborghini Urus, things like that, this is way less money than those. I think a similarly spec'd RSQ8, I want to say it was like $20,000 more. When I looked at those in the past, maybe that's changed since. I'll have to go back and check prices again, but that's still significantly more expensive, and in my opinion, this is a way better car than the RSQ8. And then you've got the Lamborghini Urus, which is basically just the same as an RSQ8, just way more expensive. And I get people that buy a Urus probably aren't cross-shopping with this because they're just buying the Urus for it being, like a fashion statement. Yeah, that's why I feel like value for dollar for this, to get, basically, to get, a super SUV, basically a supercar that's practical enough that you can use as a family vehicle. To me, the value is 100% there. Even though, as I said, it is a lot of money. But yeah, on these backroads, this is where, basically any BMW drive this is where it's gonna feel the best, is on these curvy roads. Just the handling on this thing, it's crazy for such a big SUV. You can tell the weight's there, but you're not really feeling it as you're going through these corners. It kind of defies physics and logic, and it feels great. I mean, it's very cool that I can have something that I can use for family duty, and also if I wanted to. And I'm sure very few people who buy these are actually taking these out on the track and using them to their full capabilities. But if I wanted to, I could do that. I can take it on the road and have fun. It's the ultimate. If you just had one car in your garage, and you didn't want to have a separate sports car and family car and all that stuff, this would be the ultimate one car to have. Yeah, like I said in the last video, I was not expecting this much of a difference from my last X5M to this one. The refresh they did was pretty massive. I was expecting to be just a little bit better. I figured I would have got it, and after a couple of weeks it would have gotten back to me, no, just same old, but this car is pretty amazing. I'm still finding new things. This new setup with iDrive 8, I think, is a huge improvement. This made a big difference for me. Having not that their old stuff was totally out of date, but it was starting to age a little bit, and having this setup just makes it feel like a lot more modern car, in my opinion. And then you add on the extra performance from that new engine. It's ridiculous. Do another acceleration. So like I said, I'm still in the braking period, so I'm keeping it under, I think it's like 50, it's either 52 or 5400 RPM. Still, it's not going totally wild with it just yet, but I mean, already it's a beast even before the braking period has even ended. All right, so that's going to wrap things up for today's video, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed that kind of POV driving style video. I'll do more of those if you did. I'm thinking next I might do one on my M4 because I realized I hadn't done really a driving video on that yet, but I can do that next. So I think that's what's going to be my next video. Let me know what other questions you guys have on the X5 M, and I'll cover that in future videos. I'll keep going with updates on reviews and stuff the longer I've owned it, and keep you guys updated on the overall ownership experience. Okay guys, as always, appreciate you guys watching and following along. Keep watching for more content, and be sure and subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys in the next video.